Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Probably my most requested video in recent months, probably in the last year, and that is to show off my entire Steam collection north of just 600 games, which sounds like a lot to some of you guys, but there are people that, have over 2,000, 3,000 games or whatever the case may be. Now, these aren't all of the games that I've played. These are the games that I personally own. I've Steam shared games and whatever the case may be on that, but outside of that, before I get into my personal collection, I also want to go over something interesting for you guys to do. So I want to start a new series on this channel, kind of like Setup Wars. I thought Setup Wars was a really cool series. However, how about we do it for like Steam collections? I want you guys to upload your own video like this if you guys want to, and if you follow me on Twitter and send me a link to your video, I'll feature it in a video. Maybe I'll pick 3 or 4 of them and we could do a competition where I react to all of them, react to your guys' Steam library. The best one gets a $20 gift card, and it necessarily won't be the video with the most amount of games or anything like that. I want you guys to contextualize your own library in talking about the games a little bit, even going through how many hours you have in a specific game or anything like that. However you want to do it, just try to keep the layout like similar to mine where you have all the icons like this. If you want to do it, all you have to do is go to library, and then if you look at view right here, there's different views. You can do the detail view, the list view, or you could do the grid view. The grid view is what you want to do, and then put the zoom about a little less than half. That's how it looks the best. And if you guys want to do that, I just thought that would be a fun series to start off. It'll be a little bit of a work in progress. I wanted to add a face cam to this video. Unfortunately, if I added that, it would have blocked off some of the game. So just for simplicity reasons, I'm gonna do it this way for videos that I do, like a Steam War style video. Working name still. I'll probably add a face cam because I think you guys will enjoy that a little bit more. I'll leave details in the comments section if you guys want to follow through that. If you do want to do your own video, you'll get a free shout out on the channel as well, and I think it'll be a fun thing to do since it seems like you guys are always curious as to what other people are playing and what they have in their collection. So without further ado, let's get into my Steam collection. I'll try to go through this as fast as possible because again, we've got over 600 games to go through. Okay, so we have 3079, 7 Days to Die, Absolver, pretty cool game there, Ace Combat, Assault Horizon. I'm just gonna go over the ones that have some meaning to me. We've got Alan Wake and Alan Wake's American Nightmare, games by Remedy. These are really good. I want to see an Alan Wake 2 someday. Unfortunately, that's never come to fruition. American Nightmare, good as well. It's a shorter experience, but rather good. We've got Aliens vs. Predator, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, pretty iconic game there. Anomaly, Warzone, Earth Arcana, Arma, of course. What library doesn't have Arma? We've got Arma 2, Operation Arrowhead, Arma 3 over here, Artifact. We've got Ashes of Singularity, Escalation, all of the Assassin's Creed stuff because I'm an Assassin's Creed nerd. I think the only one I'm missing here is Assassin's Creed Origins, and Origins is a game that I played quite a bit of, both on PC and consoles. I have that on Uplay, but we've got Assassin's Creed, AC2, the entire trilogy. You know how everybody feels about that. These games are awesome. AC3, AC4 Black Flag. We've got Unity, one of the worst PC ports of all time, and then of course, rounding things out, we do have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Audio Surf, awesome game. Bad Rats, that game's a bit of a meme. We've got the Banner Saga here. I do have the other 2 games, but the Banner Saga 2 I have available directly on Steam. Bastion, amazing game, one of the first games I played on PC, tremendous game. Batman, all of the games, Batman Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City Game of the Year Edition, and we do have Arkham Knight. We even have Arkham Origins Blackgate, Battlefield Bad Company 2, one of the best first-person shooters of all time in my opinion. We've got Binary Domain, The Binding of Isaac, Bionic Commando, and Bionic Commando Rearmed. Rearmed is a stupid awesome game. This game is so great. If you guys don't have it, pick it up if you're into, old school platforming games. This one's a really good one. We've got the BioShock games, BioShock Remastered 2 Remastered, Infinite. Again, tremendous games. BioShock Infinite is probably my favorite as far as that's concerned. We've got Bid Trip Runner, Black Desert Online, Black Mesa. We've got Black the Fall, Black Wake, Blade Symphony, Blaze Blue, a lot of the Blaze Blue titles. I love Blaze Blue. Even on PC with the Dead Community, I will pick those games up. A lot of the Borderlands titles. We got Borderlands 1, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, Borderlands 2, Borderlands a pre-sequel. Where is Borderlands 3? I think you guys can answer that question. We've got Braid, great game. Bright Memory, this is a really cool game. I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of like a Chinese Souls game with some shooter elements. It's a really cool game. It's an early access still, but I think it's south of $5, so give it a look, some great visuals in that as well. Brothers, The Tale of Two Sons, one of the few games that'll make a grown man cry. Brutal Legend, Bulletstorm, Bully Scholarship Edition, The Bureau, XCOM Declassified. We've got Burnout Paradise. Burnout Paradise is stupid awesome. I love the game. Obviously, Burnout Paradise Remastered only available on Origin, but Burnout Paradise, a ton of fun there. We got a lot of the Call of Duty games, kind of embarrassing how many of these I own. COD 4, of course, iconic as hell. We've got Advanced Warfare Multiplayer, Black Ops Multiplayer, Black Ops 2 Multiplayer. We've got Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer, Modern Warfare 3, World at War, and that's all the Call of Duty stuff here. Of course, Black Ops 4 I do own, but over on Battle.net. Call of Juarez, Castle Crashers, one of the best cooperative games you'll ever play. So much fun with that game, and one of those games that you could always go back to. Castlevania Mirror of Fate, Lords of Shadow, this is an awesome game. Cave Story, Celestian Tales Old North, Chernobyl, we've got Child of Light, a great game from Ubisoft. I know Ubisoft and great games don't go hand in hand much anymore. Maybe that's crapping on Ubisoft a little bit too much, but Child of Light is a really good game, one that not too many people played, but a really good one nonetheless. City Skylines, we've got Clive Barker's Jericho, The Club, Company of Heroes, a lot of them, Company of Heroes 2, of course, Conan Exiles. We've got the Conan Exiles client, and then we have Control here. Yes, I have Control on the Epic Game Store. I got that because one of my buddies bought a video card, and then we cheesed the system a little bit and got Control on my account. Really good game. Bummer that it's exclusive to EGS, but when it does come to Steam, if it's released in the form of like some complete edition because some DLC is coming to the game, that would be a great way to check that game out. We've got Cook Serve Delicious 2, a lot of Counter-Strike stuff. Of course, what PC library would be complete without a ton of this? We've got Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike Condition Zero, Global Offensive over here, Source, all that good stuff. I'm not big into Counter-Strike as much as some other people, but Counter-Strike is an essential piece of any Steam library. Crazy Machines 3, The Crew. I didn't hate The Crew as much as some other people, but obviously at this point, no real reason to check it out. We've got Crisis, Crisis Warhead, Crisis Wars, Crisis 2 Maximum Edition. You gotta have the Crisis games. They're pretty good. I like Crisis 3 as well, but that is exclusive to Origin. We got Danganronpa 2 here. I only have Danganronpa 2 on PC. I have Danganronpa 1 on the PlayStation Vita, and I do have Danganronpa 3 on PlayStation 4. Waiting for the third game to go on sale, and then I'll pick it up on PC as well. Danganronpa is awesome. Highly recommended. In my opinion, Danganronpa 2 is the best game in the series. Danganronpa 1 is probably second, and then Danganronpa 3 is number 3. Dark, this game is horrendous. This is such a terrible game. However, I believe the main character in this game was voice acted by the same person that voice acted Geralt in The Witcher, so fun fact there for you guys. We've got Dark Messiah, Might and Magic, Dark Souls, of course. We got Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. Gotta have that in any PC library. Darkness 2, great game. That was free a little while ago. We've got the Dark Side Detective, Darksiders, a lot of that content, Darksiders, Darksiders 2, Darksiders War Mastered Edition, Darksiders 3, not in this library, but it is a part of Origin Access Premier right now. Day of Defeat Source, we've got Daylight, Dead Cells is a stupid awesome game, sunk a lot of time into that. Dead Island Riptide, a lot of the Dead Rising content. We got Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, and Dead Rising 4. We've got Dead Space here as well, Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2. These games are awesome. Dead Space 3, not as awesome, and it is exclusive to Origin. 1 and 2 were great games, though. If you're into survival horror games, I would highly recommend them. Deadlight, Deadpool, which is a game that I am not sure if it's available on the Steam store anymore. I do know it got pulled for a little bit, but I do believe it returned. It's a great game. Not from a fundamental game design standpoint, however, from a humor standpoint, it's a hilarious game. And if you're a fan of Deadpool as a superhero, you will have a lot of fun with it, and I do love me some Deadpool. A lot of the Deus Ex stuff here. We've got Deus Ex 1, Invisible War, Human Revolution, that's the DLC. Then we've got Deus Ex The Fall, which is absolutely abysmal. That was a mobile game. Terrible game. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which got a 9.2 from, who is that? Is that IGN? That's kind of crazy. I don't think I would give that game a 9.2, but it was a pretty good game. Devil May Cry 4, we've got Devil May Cry 5 as well. DMC 5 is absolutely awesome. Dirt Rally, Dirt Showdown, Dishonored. No Dishonored 2 here. Dishonored 2 was a broken port initially, and I refunded the game on Steam. However, I did play through the entirety of Dishonored 2, and I did try the Dishonored 2 demo on PC. It runs a lot better now, so bear that in mind. Distance, got that recently with Humble Monthly. Divine Divinity, Divinity 2 Developers Cup. DMC Devil May Cry, I thought this was a really good game. I know it's a little bit different than your your other Devil May Cry games with DMC5 and DMC4. However, I thought Ninja Theory did a pretty good job with that game. We've got Don't Starve together, Dota 2, which I played for not that long at all. Couldn't really get into it, more of a League of Legends guy. Dota Underlords. We've got Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition. Fantastic game. Dragon Age 2 was available on Steam for a brief period, and then it got pulled from Steam and made an Origin exclusive. So if your Steam account has Dragon Age 2, I believe it is pretty valuable. We got Dragon Quest 11, really great JRPG. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Dub Wars, which is a pretty cool game. Dungeon Siege 3, Dungeons of Dreadmore, which back in the day, this was actually a really popular game on PC. Lost a little bit of its luster over the years, but nonetheless, another cool title. We've got Dying Light here. That game was great. Some Dynasty Warriors goodness. Dynasty Warriors 8, which is actually relatively decent. EDF 4.1, EDF, Insect Armageddon. A lot of the Elder Scrolls stuff here as well. Morrowind, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Online, and we've got Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Enslaved Odyssey to the West. You guys know how I feel about that game. That game is so awesome, and it's available very cheap all the time, so definitely give that a look. We've got The Escapist 2. We've got Evolve. We've got Fear, a lot of the Fear stuff. Fear 1, Fear 2, Fear 3. Fable 1 and 3. Fable 1 is good, Fable 3 is okay. Where is my Fable 2? Can we get Fable 2 on PC? Come on, Microsoft, you're being a lot cooler with PC gaming. Where is my Fable 2 on PC? You know that would sell millions. Make it happen, because while these games are good, Fable 2 is on a completely different level. We got Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy. I have a really bad walkthrough of this game on my channel if you want to check it out. Cool game from the guys that did Heavy Rain and those titles. Obviously, gotta have some Fallout here. Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, all that good stuff. Far Cry 2 Fortune Edition, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That's enough Far Cry for me on Steam. I got Far Cry 4 and 5 on Uplay, but nonetheless, Far Cry 3 is still probably my favorite out of the series. You guys know how I feel about Japanese RPGs, so you guys know I'm gonna have a shit ton of Japanese RPGs in here, especially in the form of Final Fantasy. We got Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13 2. The only ones that I am missing, actually I'm missing a few. I'm missing Final Fantasy 9, 10 and 10-2 HD Remastered, which I have on PS4, and then I do have 12 on PS4 as well. I will pick those up on Steam at some point whenever they're available a little bit cheaper. We do have FF14 and FF15 down here as well. We have Fire Pro Wrestling World, which I've often said is a great wrestling game. It's completely different than the WWE games, but a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more technical. Great modding scene in that game as well. Great creation suite. So if you want a cool wrestling game, Fire Pro Wrestling World is worth a playthrough. Although I'm pretty sure AEW is going to be making a pretty cool wrestling game. And based on what I've heard, it seems like it's going to be something in the sense of like a Mortal Kombat game or something like that. That's my speculation on it, because they said they want to try something completely different. But that's my 2 cents on that. We got Firewatch. Really good game, a game that not too many people talk about anymore, but back when it came out in 2016, a lot of people were talking about that. The Forest, we've got From Dust, From Mission Evolved, FTL, which is awesome, Fury. We've got Game of Thrones, the Telltale series, Gary's Mod, Get Even, Ghostbusters, Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dream, Goat Sim, God Eater 2, God Eater 1, God's Trigger, which is a really cool co-op game, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto episodes from Liberty Cities. We got GTA San Andreas, Vice City, all the GTA stuff. Gotta have GTA on PC. It's great. Gratuitous Space Battle, Greedfall, which is a very recent release. I'm not really as high on Greedfall as some other people. I think it's a good game. However, it really seeps through the entire time that you could see that this game was made on a budget, and yes, I get that the game was made on a budget, but if you're charging $50 for a game, I still expect some high production values. I mean, I seem to go back and forth with my issues on pricing in games. Greedfall is a good game, and if you want a competent RPG, it's absolutely that. I just didn't find it as great as some other people did, but definitely some fun to be had with it. I guess I'm in the minority as far as that's concerned. We got Grid 2, Guacamelee 2, Guacamelee Gold Edition, H1Z1 Battle Royale, .hack GU Last Recode, which is awesome. You've got 3 games, a 4th smaller episode to round out the GU series. Really enjoyed that. Half Minute Hero, all the Half-Life stuff. Let's not even talk about Half-Life because it's a little bit depressing when we know the state of the series right now. Halo Spartan Assault, where is my Master Chief Collection? How long has it been? Are we gonna get it before the end of the year? I don't know at this point, but hopefully we do. Hat in Time, really good game from Humble. Hawken, yeah, I've spent more time than I should have with Hawken. Hearts of Iron 4, Hellblade Senua Sacrifice, VR edition of that. Hero Siege, Hymno, which is a really cool free game. We got Hitman, Hitman 2, Hitman Blood Money, Hitman Absolution, which I thought was rather good. Hitman 2 is really good as well. It's just that I feel like this series has lost a lot of its luster, and people didn't really give Hitman 2 a shot, but it is a pretty good game. We got Hollow Knight, which is a great game. Homefront, which is a fun first-person shooter. Homeworld, Deserts of Krog, Hotline Miami, How to Survive 2, Hyper Light Drifter. Some good indie games there. Immoral Redneck. We got Van Helsing. We got Inner Space. Inside, which is really good. Insurgency is really good. Interplanetary Enhanced Edition. Iron Brigade. Jade Empire Special Edition. I remember a funny story about Jade Empire Special Edition. This game went on sale back in the Steam Summer Sale 2012. Now, if you don't remember, back then, they were doing this thing where flash sales and daily deals were cheaper than what the game would have its standard price at. So it was 50% off for $7.49. Last day of the sale came around, and I'm like, man, Jade Empire didn't see a daily deal or flash deal. Let me just pick it up for $7.50. Literally the next day, when Steam reverts back from the sale, oh, look at what the daily deal is just for the daily deal on Steam, Jade Empire, and it's down to like $3.75 or whatever. And I know a lot of people got baited with that because Jade Empire wasn't going on sale for a long time. They randomly put it on sale during the duration of the summer sale. A bunch of people bought it, and then they put it in an even deeper discount after the summer sale actually ended. Just a little lame there. But nonetheless, it is a very good game. We got Jet Set Radio, really good. Just Cause, a lot of that stuff. We got Just Cause 1, Just Cause 2, Just Cause 3, and Just Cause 4. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, terrible game, but played a little bit of it with a friend back in the day, and it does have some moments that are so cringe that you can find some humor out of it. You got Killing Floor 2 here. We have KCD, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Kingdom New Lands, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. You guys know I'm high on that game. That game is just so awesome. LA Noire, Last Remnant, Left 4 Dead 2, Legend of Grimrock, Legend of Grimrock 2, a lot of the Legend of Hero stuff, Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel 2. Absolutely love these games. If you guys like JRPGs, these should be games you have in your library. Hopefully Trails of Cold Steel 3 does come to PC at some point. Currently only announced for a console release. Legendary, Lord of the Rings, Lego. Got Lethal League here, Life is Strange, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, which I was not a big fan of. How are you going to add something to a game that gives you a timer in terms of playing the game? I just thought that's lame as hell. Limbo, Little Nightmares. You got The Long Dark, Lords of the Ring, War in the North, Lost Planet 3, Mad Max, Mafia 3, which is a really great game. Mafia 2 is not in this library. I actually have it on my other Steam library, but Mafia 2 is awesome. Mafia 2 is the Mafia game I would recommend. Magica, Mark of the Ninja, which is awesome. Mass Effect 2. Love me some Mass Effect. I actually restarted Mass Effect 1 again a couple of weeks ago. Played it for like 3 hours, and I fell off of it because so many other games were coming, but I do want to go back and play through the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy once again, and maybe even give Andromeda more of a shot. Max Payne 3 over here, Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mercenary Kings, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, Metro 2033, Metro Last Light. I have Exodus on Game Pass, so yeah, Metro is awesome, and I would highly recommend you to play it. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, Mirror's Edge, Monster Hunter World. We've got Moon Hunters, Moonlighters, Mother Gunship, Murdered Soul Suspect, which isn't a very good game. We got some Naruto games with Naruto Storm 3, Storm 4, Storm Revolution. Need to go back and get Storm 1 and 2 because those are pretty good as well, especially Storm 2 from a story standpoint. Also have Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden over here, so yeah, that's a pretty notable game. We've got NBA 2K17. I don't even know how I got that, probably from some humble bundle. I'm not big into the NBA games, but nonetheless, that is in my library. Necrovision, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. We've got Nex Machina, which is really good. That's done by Housemarque Studio. That's known for a lot of PlayStation exclusives, but nonetheless, they brought a game out on PC, and it is quite good. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, really good. However, Ni no Kuni 1 is a better game, and Ni no Kuni 1 just released on PC. It's $50, so kind of expensive, but add it to your wish list and maybe pick it up down the line. Nier Automata Game of the Year Edition, tremendous game, and unlike a lot of people, I had no issues with this game on PC. I was able to play through the entirety of it without any performance issues, without any crashes, anything like that. Had a great time with it, and I thought it was a fantastic game from the guys over at Platinum. Alright, moving on from that, we have Observer here, Oddworld, Kings of Men. We got a couple of the One Piece games. Never have been really that high on the One Piece games. I know some people like Burning Blood and Pirate Warriors 3. Never really did anything for me to the extent of, say, the Naruto games or even some of the Dragon Ball games. Didn't think any of these were that standout. However, I don't have that attachment to One Piece. I don't like the series as much as some other people. Haven't really given it too big of a chance, although I do know the general story and a lot of the notable characters and moments, but really can't get invested into those titles that much. Orcs Must Die 2 Outland. This game is so awesome. This was also a game that released originally on the PlayStation 3, so a random release on PC, and I played it on the PS3 back in the day, loved it back then played it on PC. It's awesome. It was free not too long ago. Let you guys know about it, but obviously not free anymore, but really cool game with an awesome art style and great gameplay style as well. We have Outlast 2 here, Overcooked, Overgrowth, some Overlord titles, Owlboy, which is really good, Oxenfree, which is I think the only game I've done a review on my channel. Yeah, out of all games, Oxenfree is the game I decided to do a review on. We have Payday 2, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, really good if you're into visual novels, especially games like Danganronpa. Pillars of Eternity, we have A Plague Tale Innocence over here, Plants vs. Zombie, PUBG, which is the Battle Royale title that I got really into, was never a Fortnite guy, but PUBG was my grind for a little bit, fell off of it recently, as in probably like 9 months ago to a year ago. I haven't played it in quite a while, but I have some fond memories with that game, so yeah. Portal 2, Prey, in my opinion, was one of the best games of 2017. But as far as to say it was the most underrated game of 2017, really good title from Arcane Studios. Prince of Persia, Project Cars 2, we got Prototype 2. Was never really that big into Prototype. I kind of like Prototype 1, never really got into Prototype 2, but nonetheless, we have that as well. Psychonauts, we have some PUBG stuff. We've got Quantum Break. I don't even remember when I got Quantum Break on Steam, to be honest. I don't remember at all. Maybe it was a part of a Humble Monthly or something, but yeah, that's kind of what happens when once you start building a PC library. I honestly had no idea I had that. Quantum Conundrum, Rage. I have Rage 2 on Bethesda.net, and I did not like Rage 2 at all. I just thought the story was so nonsensical. The gameplay was good. It's software, but you need a little bit more luster than that to get me hooked on Rage 2. Rayman Origins, really good platformer here. One of the first games I got on PC. Actually, this was the second ever paid title that I bought on PC. The first one was Red Orchestra 2. The second one was Rayman Origins. So how about that interesting tidbit? Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, really good. Red Faction Armageddon, Red Faction Guerrilla, the base game. Regions of Ruin, Remember Me, which is a game that I covered all the way back in 2012. Interesting little title. Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 7, RE Revelations. A lot of the Resident Evil stuff. I had played Resident Evil 2 on PS4, and it's really good. Played the demo on PC. Resident Evil 2 is a really good game, and once it's a little bit cheaper on PC, I'm going to get it from my own Steam library. I also Steam shared the entire game from a friend, so there's that. Retro City Rampage, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Risen 2, Rising Storm 2, Vietnam. You got Risk of Rain 2, which is ridiculously awesome. Highly recommend that. Rivals of Aether, Richard, Rogue Legacy, which is also awesome. Rogue Warrior, which is one of the worst Bethesda games of all time. Honestly, one of the worst games of all time. This game is so freaking terrible, and it has some of the most cringeworthy dialogue that you will ever see in a game. Cannot say enough bad things about that game. It is just next level terrible. Total War Rome Collection. We've got Ruiner, Rust. The Stalker games, which are obviously awesome. Saints Row 4. We got Scribblenauts Unlimited, Section 8, which is a pretty interesting shooter there. We've got Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, Shadow Warrior. Shadow Warrior 2 was a freebie on GOG, and it's available on Game Pass right now. Shadow Warrior 1 is still a decent game. Shadowrun Returns, Shank 2, Shatter, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, Shyness. What else we got? We got Civilization 5, Civilization 6. You got Slay the Spire, which is awesome. Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition, which I just beat recently. Really good game there. I don't know if we're ever going to see a Sleeping Dogs 2, but hopefully at some point we do. Sniper Elite V2, Sniper Elite 4, a lot of the Sniper Ghost Warrior titles. Soma, Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic Generations. We got South Park The Stick of Truth, Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition. We got Spaz, Space Pirates, and Zombies, Space Run Galaxy, Spec Ops The Line, which is ridiculously awesome. This was a free title recently as well. We've got Squad over here, Star Ocean 4, Knights of the Old Republic, a couple of those titles, Force Unleashed. We got Star Wars, Starbound, State of Decay, State of Mind, Stellaris, Strafe, Strider, Strike Suit Zero, Stick Shards of Darkness, Sundered, Super Hexagon, Super Meat Boy, Sword and Sorcery, Super Hot. We have the Surge 2 over here, so yeah, I did get that game. A game I gotta put more time into, but so far I'm liking what I see out of that one. We got the Swapper, Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet, Tacoma, Tales from the Borderlands, and of course we got some Tales of games because I love this franchise. Tales of Berseria, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and we even have Tales of Zestiria, which is probably the weakest game in the series, but nonetheless a pretty good one. Hopefully Tales of Arise turns out to be really good, and it's shaping up to be really freaking good. We got a couple of Team Fortress, we got Tekken 7, Terraria, Thief, which I thought this game was going to be one of like the defining games of the current generation of games, and absolutely was not that. This is The Police, this War of Mine. We got some Rainbow Six titles, Rainbow Six Wildlands, Conviction, Blacklist, which I really like Blacklist. We got The Division, Division 2, obviously, a Uplay and Epic Game Store exclusive. We've got Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider Underworld, Torchlight, Torchlight 2, bunch of Total War games, Shogun 2, one of the more iconic PC games. Total War Warhammer in there as well. Transformers War for Cybertron, which this game is awesome. Transformers was not getting a lot of great games, but War for Cybertron really gave us a Transformer game that was of the quality level of like a Batman Arkham game. Like Batman Arkham did a lot of good for Batman and giving us a quality Batman game. I can point towards a game like War for Cybertron and say, hey, that game gave us a high quality Transformers game. We got Transistor, a game done by the guys that did Bastion, Empire, Trials Fusion, Trine 2, Tropico 3, Turing Test, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Undertale, Unreal Tournament, Unturned, Valiant Hearts: The Great War, Valkyria Chronicles. I have Valkyria Chronicles 4 on PlayStation 4, and I do want to pick it up on PC at some point once it gets a little bit cheaper. Vampire, which I thought was a rather good game. Vanquish, which is really good. Velvet Assassin, Vessel, Shadow Warrior, Walking Dead Season 2, War of the Roses, which is a game I spent a considerable amount of time in. Warhammer, Dawn of War 2, Dawn of War 3, Wasteland 2, Director's Cut, Watch Dogs, Witcher, obviously gotta have that, Witcher 1, Witcher 2, and Witcher 3, The Witness, Wizard of Legend, which is a pretty cool game, Wolf Among Us, which in my opinion is the best game in the entire Telltale library of games. I know people are partial towards Walking Dead. I thought Wolf Among Us was on another level. We've got Wolfenstein 2, Wolfenstein 1, both really good games. Wolfenstein 2 definitely the better game, but you should play through both. They're both really good titles. We got a couple of the WWE games, 2K15, 2K16, skipped out on 17 and 18, and because my boy AJ was on the cover, had to pick up 2K19. This game has a hilarious story mode, so for that reason alone, I probably would give it a look if you're into wrestling games. We have XCOM Enemy Unknown, XCOM 2, Exotic, Yakuza 0, Yooka-Laylee, Ys Oath in Falgana. Need to grab Ys 8 again. I bought it on PC, played a little bit of it. Horrendous port. It got better. Want to pick it up again, so I'll check that out at some point. Then we have Xenoclash and Zombie Army Trilogy. So wow, this took a lot longer than I expected. I have north of 600 games. I don't know how many you guys have, but as I said, post your own library. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter anyway. I've been posting more on there, and if we want to get the ball rolling on this series, I still have to figure out the fine details of how I'm going to do it, but that is my entire Steam library. So many of you guys have been asking for this video for a long time. Obviously, I own a lot more games on PC, thanks to things like Game Pass, Uplay, Origin, all of the other services, even have a couple of games on Epic Game Store, as you saw with like Control. But nonetheless, that's my Steam library. Honestly, for somebody that's been PC gaming for what, north of 7-8 years at this point, just having a little over 600 games is not that impressive. There are a ton of people that have been gaming on PC a lot less of time than me, and they've probably already surpassed that 1,000 mark easily. But hey, there are so many games in my library right now, and so many games that I still haven't given a fair shake to, that I'm not really eager anymore to grow my library to an exponential degree. Rather, I'd rather play the games I already have and then pick up newly released titles that I'm really interested in. Probably will end up picking up Code Vein later today. So there's that. That's my Steam library. Share your guys's. I'll put details in the comment section as well as in the description box. Follow me on Twitter at CultOfMush1. Yes, not at CultOfMush, CultOfMush1. And we'll get the ball rolling on that. So that's going to conclude this video. If you guys have a request for anything else, leave that in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.